Golfers, this year with driver testing, we're doing something a little bit different. Rather than just telling you it's longer and straighter, longer and straighter, longer and straighter.
Straighter and longer.
Oh, straighter and longer, there is that one too. What we're doing is we're gonna put my baby to the test. My driver that I've had for 4 years that Darren just can't prize out of my hands to the test to try and finally get it on eBay.
What we are going to do today is we are going to try the new Cobra Fly Z Driver. This thing will be better than Richard's, let's put it that way. With the amount of adjustability on the head and everything like that, we will find a spec based on just the head alone, nothing to do with the shaft or anything. We're just going to go head and see what happens.
Yeah.
So we're going to set this up as 10.5 standard stiff shaft, which Richard's driver is. But first off, we got Richard to hit 3 shots with his. So the average figures from those 3 swings read as follows. Club head speed was 103 miles an hour. Ball speed was 158 miles an hour. Launch was 15 degrees. Spin was 2,900. And the overall distance was 255 with an amazing dispersion of 15 yards. It's obvious to see why this is still in your bag.
Yeah, I mean, it's my go-to club, and that's my go-to shot. It's a little hill cut, or you call a soft fade. Just start it on the left-hand side, bring it back to the fairway. It's something I can do under pressure. I'm not swinging overly hard. It's just a go-to shot. It's, you know, it's that stock standard thing you've got to, it gives you confidence, and that's what I'm looking for when I'm changing a driver. What I don't want to do is gain, you know, 100 yards. What I want to is to know that the driver's still going to give me confidence and be able to, I know I've still got that kind of shot in the bag. So that's why I want to compare that way.
Okay, so this is set up for 10.5 standard stiff. What we're going to do is improve Richard's dispersion or distance and also get him to open his wallet and spend some money and buy a driver. Let's have a look at the first 3 swings. So there's the first round of swings from Richard, set up as 10.5 standard to match his driver. His stats read as follows, which will be interesting. Club head speed was identical, 103. Ball speed was a slight decrease, it was 156. Launch was a lot lower at 13.6. Spin was lower at 2,691, and overall distance was 256. So we've actually gained you a yard, but you lost a little bit of dispersion. It was 26 yards, but still it's great for a first time of hitting the golf club. What were your thoughts?
I mean, that's with the weight forward, right?
Yes.
So that's the more penetrating, lower spin, more penetrating ball flight. I mean, the shot I've hit there as my go-to shot probably isn't the shot that you would want to see those numbers on. I mean, if you hit a big, you know, strong draw, that's where you're probably going to see a big gain against my driver, as far as I'm concerned. But I mean, it's a club to me that looks like a club I'd play. I mean, when I look at the old, or think of the old Cobras, or you know, you think of something that would deafen everyone around you, and then we've gone through making it more appealable to the younger audience. We've now got a club I think that probably appeals to everyone. You know, it looks like a serious player's golf club at a dress.
I think Richard likes this one personally. On the second rounds of testing, what we did, we kept the weight in exactly the same position, but just tweaked the loft a little bit. I think we went up 1 degree. So have a look at those, and then we'll read the stats out. Right, based on Richard's second lot of swings with the tweaked version of the Fly Z Plus, club head speed was 104, which was an increase. Ball speed was a massive increase of 10 miles an hour, 166. Launch conditions were 13.2, so it's slightly lower, 0.4. Spin was a little bit higher at 2730, and your overall distance was 268.
Yeah, I think that shows you that if, you know, we keep hearing low spin, low spin, low spin. There's obviously something to it, because we've seen the difference in my numbers drop as we've tried lots of different drivers.
Yep.
But what it said to us there, straight off the bat, what it said to me is that we had to increase the loft of the club. If I'm going to play in the low spin position, we've got to increase the loft of that club to try and get the ball airborne more, because it's spinning less.
Yeah. So you'd take a gain of what, 13 yards, wouldn't you? Straight away.
Huge. I mean, and to be, yeah.
But the dispersion was 16.
Yeah, it's
It's ticking all the boxes, isn't it?
I was shocked. I don't expect to, when you gain yardage, especially that kind of yardage, which is a lot of yardage. People need to understand,
Yep.
you know, that a 5 yard, 6 yard gain is a lot. 10 yards is a club.
Yeah.
So if you want anything more than that, go change your swing.
Yeah.
You know, if you walk into a fitting and gain 10 plus yards, then it's worth the price of admission.
Yeah, for sure. So we thought with the insert or the weight, you can move it back to get a higher launch as well. So we thought, as we're here, we might as well just give it a go with Richard and see if we can outdo the last number of stats. So we basically brought the loft back down to 10.5, and then basically pop the weight at the back. So have a look at those swings, and I'll run you through the stats in a second. Right, so that's Rich's last 3 swings with the Cobra Fly Z Plus driver, and the stats were as follows. Club head speed was 106, which was an improvement. Ball speed was 165, so very similar to the last lot. Launch conditions were very similar, 0.1 difference between the last lot, 13.3. 2,734, which was virtually identical. Overall distance, 268, with a dispersion of 32. So the middle of the two suited you, but I mean, this isn't unplayable.
The thing I would say, I mean, dispersion is fantastic on the club anyway, because any of these would have found the fairway. We're not talking about a wildly erratic driver. If you really look at those numbers, though, what you're seeing is, to me, it's what I would consider, it's a very hot face, because there's a couple of drives in both sets that have gone over the 270 mark off of this easy swing. So you know, that's extremely hot face. But then I think the reason why the numbers are quite similar, regardless of changing the settings, is because we're taking the average over those 3. It's the average of some drivers that are absolutely really firing off the face at the 270 mark, and then one that's maybe not quite as hot, that's maybe 5-6 yards back. So, you know, the reason why the numbers are similar, regardless of stats, is just the gain we get on those extremely well-struck shots. Yeah,
I mean, and to get, well, your second one was 268 and 16 yards. I think the toughest decision you're going to have to make about this Cobra is which colour crown you go with.
Well, if you want more information on the new Cobra driver, you can go to the product page or contact us via the website.